You finally heard back. Somebody looked at your application and decided they want to talk to you. That is a massive win. But now you're in the waiting area, staring at your resume, feeling that physical wave of anxiety because the interview is about to start. Most candidates walk into these rooms expecting a random, spontaneous conversation. In reality, hourly job interviews are remarkably predictable. Whether you're at a grocery store or a warehouse, hiring managers pull from the same list of 10 questions over and over. If you want a direct path to being ready, the Fast Track to Hired guide is built to help you land a job within 1 to 3 weeks. It's currently available for $10, which includes 10 video lessons and 5 specific bonus materials, a significant markdown from the standard $112 value. You can find the link to the full guide in the description. For now, let's walk through the methodology by breaking down those 10 inevitable questions. When you have the answers before the conversation even starts, your mindset shifts. You move from being panicked to being strategically confident. Question 1 is almost always, "Tell me about yourself." It's a common trap where candidates dump their entire life story or mention irrelevant hobbies. The manager is actually checking if you can communicate clearly and stay professional. You handle this with a 30 to 60-second formula. Briefly mention your background, 1 or 2 strengths, and exactly why you're interested in this specific position. Then comes question 2. Why do you want to work here? The hiring manager is looking to see if you bothered to learn anything about the company before showing up. Saying "I need the money" is honest, but it makes you look like a flight risk. Take 5 minutes to read a few reviews or look at their website, then mention a specific detail you like about their team or their service. Question 3 is often the most important metric of the day. What's your availability? Hourly operations live and die by the schedule. Lead with what you can do rather than what you can't. Instead of saying you're busy on Mondays, tell them you are wide open on weekends and every other weekday. Be honest here. Lying about your schedule just to get hired will lead to a burned bridge in your first week. These opening questions act as immediate filters. They allow a manager to test your longevity and your logistical fit before the interview moves into deeper territory. Next is question 4. Tell me about a time you dealt with a difficult customer. In any hourly role, conflict is an absolute certainty. Use a simple 3-part story. First, the situation, what you did to fix it, and the positive result. The manager wants to see that you can stay calm under pressure and follow through on a solution without losing your cool. Question 5 is a targeted inquiry. Why did you leave your last job? This is designed to see how you speak about previous employers. Venting about a former boss is an instant red flag. It suggests to the interviewer that you might bring that same toxicity to their team. You should keep your answer short and neutral. Explain that the previous role didn't offer enough growth or the hours no longer fit your needs. Then immediately pivot back to why this new position is a better fit. Managers ask these behavioral questions for a single reason. They want to know you will maintain absolute professionalism when the environment gets stressful. Next is question 6. What are your strengths? This is where candidates often get shy, but false modesty doesn't help you land a job. Identify traits that matter for hourly work, like reliability or being a fast learner. Don't just claim you're reliable. Prove it by mentioning that you were late only once in 2 years at your last job. Then they'll ask question 7. What's your biggest weakness? Avoid the cliche of saying you're a perfectionist. Managers have heard that thousands of times and usually find it insincere. This is actually a test of self-awareness. They want to know if you can identify a flaw and, more importantly, if you are capable of correcting it. Pick a minor, real weakness and pair it with an improvement strategy. For example, explain you used to be hesitant to ask questions when confused, but you've learned that speaking up early prevents mistakes and helps the team move faster. Providing an honest self-assessment shows you are a low-maintenance employee who values continuous improvement over protecting your ego. Now, question 8 focuses on peer-to-peer conflict. How would you handle a coworker who isn't doing their share? You want to show that you try direct, friendly communication first, only involving a supervisor if the problem continues to hurt the team's performance. Question 9 deals with rigid policies. What would you do if a customer insists they're right, but they're wrong? This tests your ability to handle loud resistance without breaking store rules. The core principle here is to rely on store policy and a manager's authority. Explain the rule politely, offer what you are authorized to do, and call for a manager if the situation escalates. Finally, they will ask question 10, "Do you have any questions for us?" Ending the interview with "Nope, I'm good" kills the momentum and signals that you might not be that interested. Ask 2 specific questions. Ask what a typical shift looks like, or what their most successful employees have in common. This shifts the dynamic and shows you are already picturing yourself in the role. Finishing with high-value questions proves you are a proactive team player who is evaluating the company as much as they are evaluating you. Success depends on physical execution as much as your answers. Practice these responses out loud before you arrive, and make sure you walk through the door exactly 10 minutes early. Dress 1 level up from the standard uniform, smile, and make eye contact. A simple thank you message sent later that evening can also set you apart from other applicants. To ensure you execute every step of this process correctly, the Fast Track to Hired Guide provides the full roadmap. For $10, you get the application trackers, outfit guides, and insider scripts that justify that original $112 valuation. You can find the purchase link in the description below. Once you secure the job, come back and share your success in the comments. Thorough preparation changes the dynamic of the interview. When you walk in with a game plan, you're no longer just hoping for a chance. You're providing the manager with clear evidence that you're the right fit for the team.